What is up YouTube? Sheffer here, back for another video. And for today, Apple just launched their new products over at their Spring Loaded event, which I'll be going through each one and will be giving you a quick impressions on each one of them. So tara, samahan niyo ako. Let's go!
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening?
Before we begin, and if you're new to the channel, click the like button and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of our new content. To those who are new here, welcome! This is a channel where we talk about sneakers and tech, and like what I said, we'll be going through each one of the new products by Apple in this video. First up is their Apple TV 4K, which is some like a TV box in the Philippines, wherein you plug it in your TV, you play it, you can stream Apple TV content, Apple Arcade, Apple Music, and so much more. You can actually also play games in it. They actually now have a new remote control with it. But for me as a consumer, I'm not actually a fan of the whole Apple TV concept, since most modern TVs that you buy right now actually supports Apple TV. And in terms of the Apple Arcade, the games, etc., basically you can now actually do that in your iPads and in your iPhones. And for the prices, it starts at 10,990 pesos. Next up, Apple actually launched a new finish of the iPhone 12 together with the 12 mini, which is in this purple glossy finish. It's still the same price in terms of the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 mini when it launched in the Philippines. Next up, Apple launched the most anticipated Airtags. So basically, it's like a keychain for your stuff you put in your wallet, in your keys, maybe as well in the collars of your dogs, or maybe in your kids when you go out. So basically what it does is it tracks the tag using the Find My app, and it actually points you to the direction as to where the tag is. It's actually an IP67 rated keychain, so meaning it can survive some kind of water resistance. And in terms of the battery, the downside about it is that it's not wirelessly chargeable, but more or less it's actually battery operated. And from what Apple guaranteed is that the battery can last up to 1 year. So more or less, you'll just need to change the batteries once a year. So for the pricing of the Airtags, one pack of it in the Philippines is at 1,690 pesos. But for the 4-pack, it's at 5,790 pesos. And at the same time, you can actually get free engraving if you order via the Apple website. There are other accessories that you can buy for the Airtags, which is the Airtags loop, the leather loop, and the leather keychain ring. Next up, Apple actually launched the new iMacs, which comes in 7 different colors. So that's the green, the yellow, the orange, the red, this violet one, the blue one, and the usual silver color. And it's actually now using the new M1 chip, which actually made possible the new overall design of the more new thinner bezels and the overall body of the iMac. And now it's actually sporting a 24-inch 4.5K display together with the magnetic power cable and also an Ethernet port on the power adapter. But guys, that actually only reflects on the 2 variants of the iMac. At the back, it now also uses 4 USB ports together with 2 Thunderbolt ports for faster file transfer. So for me personally, I'm not actually a fan of the large chin at the bottom, since basically at the end of the day, we didn't actually need those thinner bodies. What we actually needed, or what the consumer actually wanted, is to have an overall display-to-display monitor. And for me as well, the white borders I'm not actually a fan of, since basically black borders makes the overall monitor a little bit bigger, and for me a little bit more cleaner. So I guess the white borders are there for a bit more playful aesthetic, but no gains. And at the front of the iMac, it actually now hosts a 1080p FaceTime camera with studio-grade microphones and spatial audio. So they're now also sporting a new Magic Keyboard together with another Magic Keyboard with Touch ID. Plus, there are new colors for the Magic Keyboard and the mouse. But for me personally, at the end of the day, the overall design of the iMac is basically like an iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard. So for the pricing of the iMac, it starts at 73,990 for the base model and 85,990 for the next model with the Magic Keyboard and Touch ID. And lastly, it's the iPad Pro 11-inch and 12.9-inch. So for the 2021 iPad Pros, they're actually much more sporting on the M1 chip as its main feature. But basically, I was actually a little bit stunned when I saw the event that they were comparing the 2021 iPad Pros with the first-gen iPad. Why? So it actually has 5G capabilities already for the Wi-Fi plus cellular version. And during the event, they actually showed that they'll also be adding support for the new controllers of the PS5. and they've updated the USB-C port with the Thunderbolt port, which actually helps in terms of faster file transfer. So during the event, they also showed a 12 megapixel front-facing camera for the iPad Pros, which actually would help in terms of their new feature, Center Stage. So basically how that works is that when you're using the front camera for FaceTime, it actually tracks your face as you move along your environment within the camera frame. So for the 11-inch, it actually still uses the same LCD display together with 600 nits of maximum brightness. But for the 12.9-inch display, it's actually now boasting with the Liquid Retina XDR display, or in simply terms, the mini LED display, which actually gives us 1600 nits of maximum brightness for more professional usage of the iPad Pros. But I was actually quite disappointed that this feature is actually only in the 12.9-inch display. I thought that it would be also in the 11-inch display, which if it was, I would have actually considered upgrading. But since it's not, I might actually just stick with my 2020 iPad Pro. And lastly, they announced a new white color for the iPad Magic Keyboard, which for me, give it 2-3 months. Magiging madumi yun. So in terms of the pricing, the iPad Pro 11-inch is still at 45,990 pesos, which is similar to last year's prices. But for the 12.9-inch display, it's now at 62,990 pesos, which is a little bit over at 3,000 pesos more than the previous model. And that's pretty much it in terms of the products that they showed during the Apple event that I consider myself relevant here in the Philippines. And if you ask me personally, what will I get? To be honest, I don't see myself buying any of the iMacs, the iPad Pros, even the new colorway for the iPhone 12. But what actually caught my attention was the Airtags, which I'm actually quite curious myself, and I would actually like to try that myself as well. Since I'm that kind of person who normally loses their things, may it be my wallet, my keys, my stuff, my bag. So I guess the Airtags would really be helpful for me as a person. And that's pretty much it, guys, for today. Those are the products that they shown during the Apple event, and those are the prices here in the Philippines. So thank you for watching, and then I'll see you on the next one. Peace out!